bravefathers.com.
Welcome to the Brave Fathers Show. And now, the prophecy.
Right, so here we are. The red pill gurus are wrong about women. Yes, the red pill gurus are wrong about women. Now, I don't know if they are lying to you or they just don't know better, but I've had some interesting discussions on X, and I want to address some of the issues, seeing as the red pill gurus are afraid to confront things, which I thought men were all about being direct, confronting things when necessary, and speaking their minds. But it appears that the gurudom of the red pill sphere does not share that sentiment. It appears that they are afraid of any discussion that would challenge their inaccurate point of view. Now, I've already made videos talking about how feminism and red pill align in their basic premise. And I think that part of the reasons why the red pill, as it stands today, is so popular is that it caters to a lot of insecurities. Of course, it creates fodder for feminists to attack, but it takes advantage of males, of modern males, and the things that they don't understand, the things that they've not been exposed to, and that's how they make money. And I think it's time we have to address the red pill, because I will concede there are some real problems that the red pill attempts, at least, or claims to attempt to address. But in general, it's all bullshit at the end of the day. And I'll explain why, and I'll show you some quotes from X today that I had from a discussion with, I believe his name is Paul Elam. I was very disappointed at the lack of integrity demonstrated by this individual. I was very disappointed in the fact that no single person within the red pill sphere associated with that specific individual, and some others I'll mention later, such as Rollo Tomasi, they never have the courage to follow through with a discussion. They'll make a comment. The moment you don't react emotionally to them, right? So they'll call you an incel, they'll call you a retard, they'll call you a cuck, they'll call you all kinds of names. I'm not saying Paul Elam or Rollo Tomasi specifically, but the fans and the followers in general, or they'll call you some other names, thinking that you're just as insecure as they are, and you will respond emotionally by insulting them back with those same kind of words. But now, you see, you have to earn the privilege of me exchanging words with you that way, because it's just not my way of being. I don't allow that in my relationships with females. I don't allow that with my relationship with males. We are, of course, we can make jokes, and I use curse words a lot, but I don't agree in trading insults when there is an issue to be discussed. So my basic premise today is that red pill spreads the fear of women, and it spreads insecurity amongst males, and it perpetuates the very insecurity it claims to overcome. Right? Now, I've said it before, the red pill does have its place, right? It's similar to the movie. At the moment, you want to wake up, so you want to see a certain reality. Most males who come across the red pill, they do so at a time where they are grieving a relationship. They might have been betrayed by a female, deceived, maybe somebody took advantage of them that was female. And so that's what brings them to the red pill, which makes sense, right? Now, the problem is, just like in the Matrix movie, you take the red pill at a point in time to wake up. It is not a panacea. It is not the cure for everything. You're supposed to take it, swallow it, pause, and that's it. It's over. It's done. So if, let's say, your wife dumped you, discarded you all of a sudden, and you come across the red pill and you're angry and you're grieving, Yeah, for let's say a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Yeah, listen to Rollo Tomasi, listen to Paul Elam, listen to all that stuff, right? Because you're grieving, you want to get your emotions out, so you want to vent it out, and you're angry at women. Maybe you hate women at that time because you're just heartbroken. So yeah, vent it out, get it out of your system. It's fine. But now we have this being spread as a way of life when there is a different way to deal with women. Now, I'm not going to pretend like all women are good. Most women are not going to be good for you, not because they are not good, but because you are not compatible. Most people are not your friends because most people are not compatible with you. Most women will not be compatible with you. It's just reality of life. That's something that pickup artists and the red pillars don't want to accept. There is such a thing as compatibility. And yes, when I was younger and desperate, I didn't want to accept compatibility. I was also insecure. I was also afraid of women. I also didn't want to accept that I had flaws, not the flaws that society tells you, like you're not caring enough or loving enough. No, I didn't like myself enough. I wasn't selfish enough. I wasn't self absorbed enough to be attractive, right? I put other people above myself, not realizing that I had to put into myself what I wanted out of the world. That's how it works. You want to be a champion at bicycle racing, you have to train on a bicycle, you have to do exercise, you have to eat right, and so forth. You want to be a writer, you have to write. You want to win in the court of law, you have to study some law. That is the nature of the world. So if you want to attract women and you are the person they are supposed to be attracted to, you have to invest in yourself. So that's where a bit of selfishness comes in. And it's masculine to be selfish. It's masculine to be self-absorbed. It's masculine to look at yourself and say, yeah, I'm that guy, I'm the shit. That's what men do. That's what men do. And the red pill takes that away, and the society takes that away from you, and the fucking feminists take that away from you. Right? You're not born on this planet as a man to be a servant to everybody that comes your way. But at the same time, you're also not born to be the enemy of every female that comes your way, which is what the red pill affects. Because you go out there looking at women as enemies. Now, do we have a lot of unruly women today? Yes, we do. Guess what? You don't have to spend much time with them. You don't have to interact with them because most of them are not that way, to be honest. It's social media that makes everybody look exaggerated, right? People learn, just like men, just like women. We still learn. We all have flaws that when we enter relationships, we resolve. There are things we don't accept, let's say disrespect, right? So let's say a woman disrespects you, you get rid of her on the spot. Next time she likes a guy, she'll not disrespect him. But the red pill won't teach you that. The red pill will teach you to fear women. And I'm going to show you the conversation I had again today with an individual named Paul Elam. I don't know who the fuck he is. I don't give a shit who he is. All I care about is, are the ideas good? Are they effective or are they not? Anybody who's been out there in the real world, not the internet world. When I say real world, where you go out by yourself to get what you want. So let's say you go out to a bar if you want women, to meet women, or you go to a trade show, wherever you go, whatever it is you do, whether it's business, whatever, but I'm talking about women specifically here. You have to go out. And let's be honest, most of us don't do it or don't do it enough. So then these red pill gurus come and lie, or, well, maybe they believe what they are saying, so they misconstrue reality and put you in the point of fear. Let me explain what I mean. So here is a discussion that we had today. So he put a post. He says, to the gents who still want relationships with women, my advice, for what it's worth, is to assume any woman who assume any woman you meet hates you and is consequently prepared to destroy you until she proves otherwise. and you should not be easily convinced, right? So how defeatist is that? Assume every woman hates you and she wants to destroy you. Why would you go out into the world thinking that way? Why would you spread such a message? So I made a comment below that, which you may not have seen clearly, but I'll put it there so you can see the comment. Let me take this away for a moment. I said, why such a defeatist attitude? Right? Why such a defeatist attitude? Now, I was very quickly met with a lot of disrespect and insults for calling out the attitude, the idea. Which, fair enough, I'm happy with disagreement because that's how we learn from each other. We disagree and then we argue out the truth with logic. Right? But the response I got was essentially implying that I am not smart enough to understand this stupidity. Right? So then another individual who goes by the name Dagosta, I believe, ignored the response I received, right? Which I'm not surprised because of the way these red pill gurus think, and frankly, pickup artists think for the most part. And he said, and somebody called me some names, right? And here's the irony. Here, I didn't even catch that. Somebody called me names. I can't remember what the person called me, but it was some kind of insult, like fucking retard or things like that. He said there are apes who are smarter than me and so forth. So I should have realized right away that these people are not honest people. They don't have integrity. They don't have self-respect, which is why women don't like them. Let's start this from there. So when a woman hates them, it's probably for a good reason, and it's not because people somehow we've reached a time where people interpret any agreement with women or defense of women as simping or white knighting, right? I'm not saying women are angels. Like, if you see how I deal with women, you would think I'm the most sexist pig on the planet. But I'm not, as far as I can tell. The point is, as men, we need to hold a higher standard. We can't be mimicking women in our ways. So if you go online and women are saying hashtag kill all men, yeah, that's wrong. I think that should be criminally charged. I'm not saying the woman should go to jail for a year or whatever for that, but it should be a criminal offense to be doing things like that. But then we can't respond the same way because we are men. We can't follow women that way. We can't do that. So this guy says to me, because of what I said. So I said, because the guy was asking, Paul Elam was asking me why I think essentially that's defeatist, right? He used a very inappropriate, very weak argument, but let's just accept that he made an argument. And my answer was that it's defeatist because you're starting in a losing position by choice. It's a sign of weak identity. More importantly, it shows you're not confident leading females, right? So if you go out, let me get this up. If you go out and you go out assuming that every woman hates you and wants to destroy you, that's a losing position. That's defeatist. That you're self-defeating. You're saying, I'm not attractive to this woman. They don't want me. They don't like me, and they want to destroy me. Like, how low must you think of yourself to believe that? So I said that's a weak identity, because it is a weak identity. What do I mean by that? Your identity is who you are and what you do, right? So if you have a strong identity and you know you're confident leading women, you don't go out thinking that women hate you, because you know women love you. You know women want you. Yeah, not all of them will like you. not of them will, all of them will be interested in you. Most likely, most of them will not be interested in you. That doesn't mean they are out to destroy you. But as a leader, you weed out the ones who are not right for you. That's all there is to it. It's not that deep. You don't need to go out fearing women. Right? So to that response, this guy is telling me that is a clear sign of intellectual weakness that I'm resorting to personal attacks when someone disagrees with you. Ignoring all the personal attacks that came at me. Ignoring all the personal attacks that came at me. You see, it hurts. The reason why it hurts is I thought that men and these gurus actually want to solve the problem we have, which has been caused by feminism and a lot of the negative societal views about men. I actually thought that these guys are out there helping men. And because these guys don't know any better, they think this is help. Because they are so in their PTSD, so scared of being hurt again, they think being afraid of women, treating women as the enemy is actually helping them. And then they also think that getting with a woman is some kind of victory. They don't understand that women want men. They want to be with men. It's not a victory. It's just natural. That's what you do. You take a shit, you drink water, you eat, and you fuck. That's life. There's nothing special about it. Nothing. You understand what I'm saying? It's as natural as me drinking this drink. Getting with a woman. It's just life. Yeah, you have to put in an effort. But you have to put in an effort to learn to walk. You have to put in an effort to learn to write. You have to put in an effort to learn to drive or to ride a bicycle or to be good at your job. That's life. You make an effort to get things. It's no different with women. But you can't have an attitude where you are afraid, where you are an enemy of women. Of course, you become a target for the bullshit. Because you come out right off the gate, what? Trying to fight women? Ridiculous. And then what hurts is that these guys who claim to be role models for masculinity are not masculine enough to finish through their argument. They run off. They use fucking emojis, clown emojis, memes. These are grown-up men in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and 60s probably, acting like teenage girls. Like, what have we come to? What have we come to? What have we come to? What's this world where a grown-up man cannot argue a point with logic? They can't make a point. And where are we, where a grown-up man tells other grown-up men to be afraid of women? But you see, that provides an excuse for anybody who doesn't want to really face himself. And part of the reason why we suffer in society as men is because those are our leaders. These are the people we look up to. Like I think this Elam guy is older than me. So these are the people we look up to. These are the people teaching others how to move. And yet, even if they say they believe it, why can't they confront it? Why do they run off? Why do they have to be hypocritical? Why do they have to lie? Why? Is this how weak we are? Right? And you see, it's not a personal attack. It is an attack on those ideas. Those ideas must be attacked because they are wrong. They are just wrong. And if you disagree, leave a comment below. I'm more than happy to engage to see what you have to say. But you cannot live your life in that way. Now, let me show you another quote, which also is a fundamental belief of the red pill, right? So this comes from Rollo Tomassi. Where are we? There we go. So it says half a battle of knowing you want to be with a woman who wants to, no, sorry, half of the battle is knowing you want to be with a woman who wants to please you, not one who feels obligated to. Now, that I agree with. That I agree with. You want to go out, meet women, see who is actually reciprocating your interest, who's interested in you, like you're interested in her, who wants what you want. So you are compatible, you're on the same page with each other. So even if you're attracted to her, but she's not compatible, as a man, you must have the self-confidence, self-respect, and self-assurance to walk away. Just say, hey, it was nice to meet you. Women do it all the time. Hey, yeah, you're a nice guy, but I don't see it happening. Is that not what they say? And we don't like it, it's not nice, but they'll tell you, nah, why can't you do the same? Why can't you look at a woman and say, I like those tits, but her attitude stinks. I don't think I'll pursue this any further. But no, a pickup artist will tell you is a shit test, pass it. So she's put a test, prove yourself to the woman. And this is what men are being taught today. Can you imagine how much better the world would be if every man walked away from an unruly female? If she was rude to you and you say, oh, not for me, thanks, bye. Any woman that you say, hey, come meet me for a coffee, and she says, I don't want to do coffee, I want you to take me to dinner instead. And you say, no, thank you, because you said coffee. If you wanted to go for dinner, you would have said dinner, wouldn't you? Right? But instead, what do? Oh man, she's so hot and haven't been laid in 3 weeks, so let me take her to this dinner. And then you sleep with her. 7 years later, 10 years later, she divorces you, and you don't realize that way back when she was resisting you, you should have accepted that resistance. You should have accepted that rejection. So I agree with Rollo Tomasi on that note, that you should want a woman who wants to be with you, but does not feel obligated to. But let's read on. So then he goes on to say, you'll never draw this genuine desire from her by overt means, but you can covertly lead her to this genuine desire. You see, that's a contradictory statement and is a false statement. First of all, you cannot draw any desire from her. She either desires you or she doesn't. We'll address this on a deeper level in a second. Now, you have to covertly draw that desire out. That's bullshit. Like, a woman knows, because she gets approached at least 10 times a day, that you want to fuck. She knows you want her. There's nothing covert about what you're doing. She sees you doing your mental gymnastics, convincing yourself that you're hiding your desire from her. She can see it in your eyes. She can tell it in your voice inflections. She can see in your body language that you want her. And what makes her see you as weak is the fact that you are afraid to show it. Now, you don't have to be explicit and say, hey, I want to fuck you, but you don't have to hide it either. In fact, you must show her you are sexually interested in her if you want her to reciprocate. Because how can she reciprocate something that you are hiding? But guys want to delay rejection. Guys want to believe there is more to it than that, or they want to believe they can increase rejection. We'll come to that in a second. Let's finish the quote. So then we have, the trick in provoking real desire is in keeping her ignorant of your intent to provoke it. Right? So he's saying, Rollo Tomasi is saying, which I disagree with, the trick in provoking real desire is in keeping her ignorant of your intent to provoke it. Real desire is created by her thinking it's something she wants, not something she has to do. So Rollo Tomasi and the Red Pill are wrong on this. They are completely wrong. They're completely wrong. First of all, she knows what you're trying to do, because you are the 10th man today trying to fuck her by pretending you don't want to fuck her. She knows. You think women are dumb. They're not dumb. They can tell what you are doing. So when you say, hey, I just wanted to say hi because I think your dress is nice, and you know, it would be nice if you have like a Netflix and chill or some kind of bullshit, whatever it is you say, right? She knows you're afraid to be sexual with her. So red pill fails men right away by teaching this lie, and the men believe it. Why do they believe it? Because, first of all, most of them have never been direct with women because they think saying it would be nice to get together is direct. That's not direct. Or they think being explicit if your language is direct. So hey, I want to fuck you. That's not being direct necessarily, right? Because your directness has to come from a point of leadership, not from a point of, bravado or some kind of other bullshit. But the real flaw in the thinking that red pill spreads is in thinking that you can make a woman want you. You can't. She either wants you or she doesn't. The reason why men think they can make women want them is, number one, women deceive them as well, just that red pill deceives them. So you walk up to a woman, she shows you this interest, right? But she gives you just enough room for you to pursue her further. So for example, you say, hey, how you doing? My name is Joe Schmuck. I think you're very attractive and I'd like us to go for a drink sometime. And she's like, I don't really drink and I'm not really into going out anymore, I just prefer to chill. At that point, a true player for real knows that bitch is done. Like, okay, it was nice to meet you, goodbye. There's no negotiation if you have a strong identity. So that's why when Paul Elam made this comment to me earlier, so let me put that comment again so that we are clear on what we are talking about. When he says, assume every woman you meet hates you and is consequently prepared to destroy you, right? And I said, that's a defeatist attitude, that's a weak attitude, and that's a weak identity. And now I'm getting attacked for that. But it is a weak identity, because if your identity is strong and you meet a woman and you say to her, hey, I want us to go for a drink sometime, right? I want us to go for a drink sometime. And then she says, I don't really drink. You know she's not interested in you. Why? Because when a woman is interested in a man, she will just do whatever she says. If she doesn't drink, she will say, oh, that would be great, but do you mind if I just have like a soda or a water or something because I don't drink? She'll be, cooperative, but she'll explain to you that she doesn't drink. She'll not give you an attitude of like, where they whine like that. But now, if you listen to someone like Paul Elam and someone like Rollo Tomasi, now you are assuming, oh, she wants to destroy me and she hates me, right? Let's so that it's not like I'm misquoting somebody. He says it's right there. My advice for what it's worth is to assume any woman you meet hates you and is consequently prepared to destroy you until she proves otherwise. And you should not be easily convinced. Right? So he says, assume she wants to hate you until she proves otherwise. She wants to destroy you until she proves otherwise. And then you listen to Rollo Tomasi and you say, I will hide the fact that I want to fuck her. I will not be honest about it. So now you've opened the window for her to manipulate you because she knows you are sexually attracted to her. She knows it. Of course she knows it. You're a man, you're a heterosexual. So you want to put your dick in some vagina. That's what men do. That's what we do. So you still talking to a woman who's giving you a bit of attitude shows your identity is weak. Why? Because, again, your actions define or express your identity. Your actions express your identity. So when my action is, hey, come for a drink with me. Why do I say that? Because I am going for a drink. I want her to join me. I'm going to do that with or without her. When it's time for me to enjoy my drink, I will go enjoy my drink. Right? I'm going to do that. But if you assume she hates you, so maybe you get angry and you walk off in anger, right? So let's say you still dump her or you drop the conversation. You are now increasing your personal bitterness. You are reaffirming in your head, oh, she must hate me. She wants to destroy me, right? Or if you are like a typical pickup artist or a typical red pill guru, you will still pursue her thinking, oh, I'm gonna hold, I think they call it holding frame or some bullshit like that. Like, it's so stupid, so dumb. Like, you see, the reason why it's dumb is that's not how women think. Women are very quick to show you how they feel about you. You don't have to assume they hate you or anything. They show you. How do they show you? When you make a move, how they respond to you shows you how they feel about you. That's it. So if your identity is strong and she doesn't want to go for a drink, but she says, I don't know, I might go for dinner. Because there are women like that. Let's say on a dating app, a woman will say, oh, can we go for dinner instead? No, we can't. But if your identity is not strong, what you do is not strong, if it's weak, you will agree to that dinner. Right? So again, going back to Paul Elam's comment, how can you call women gold diggers when somebody is trying to show off to the woman that he has money? When you buy an expensive car to show a woman that you are worthy, then of course, if she wants that, you're attracting gold diggers. And you have Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, talking about high value men and all this other nonsense. You see? And the problem here is the feminist movement devalues men. It makes men basically workhorses of the society to be discarded when not needed or canon fodder. That's the view. And the red pill reinforces that, when people don't realize it. Because you should hide your sexual interest, right? That's what they tell you. Hiding the fact, or maybe not knowing the fact, that when you hide your interest, it then gives the woman a chance to manipulate you. And again, if you disagree, feel free to make a comment. But it gives the woman a chance to manipulate you and use you. And if you are not used to being rejected by women, which most males are not, because most males don't approach enough women, right? So the 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 women they've approached in their life was all bad experiences, and they think that's what it is. But even the worst, worst thinking pickup artist knows that you have to approach a lot of women. You have to. That's the game. You see, it's the same for women. The difference is women get approached. So the reason why women have an abundance of men is because an abundance of men approaches them. If men stopped approaching women, right, which is not what I'm saying they should do, but if men stop approaching women, women would not have all the choices. But the disadvantage women have is they can only choose from who approaches them. So if the guy they really want doesn't approach them, that's it. Right? And most likely, if they approach the guy they want, he'll reject them. Why? Because if he wanted to approach them, because he's a confident man, he would have approached them already. And women know this. And women know this. So women also need a lot of men to approach them in order to have a steady supply of men. So if you want a steady supply of women in your life, you have to approach a lot of women. And even if you want one wife, it's just like a woman. The woman doesn't marry the first guy who approaches her. 1,000 guys might approach her, and then she'll choose one. The same way, you should be ready and willing to approach 1,000 women to meet the one for you. It's just reality. It's just reality. You are not going to be rejected by all those women. You have fun along the way until you find the one that you're like, you know what, this one I want to keep. But if you marry the first woman who opens her legs for you, or the first woman who's kind to you, the first woman who is not abusive to you every day, then of course you will lose. And then of course, when Paul Elam says women are out to destroy you, you believe it because you don't have enough experience. So what I wonder is whether people like Paul Elam have good intentions or bad intentions. But unfortunately, people like him don't have the confidence to really debate their ideas. And I've seen this all across the red pill. And that's disappointing because I thought this was a movement to fight feminists, right? Not feminists themselves because they are irrelevant, but the chaos they cause in our society. Because it is us men who have to pick up the pieces at the end of the day. It's not right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's fair, but nobody else can do it. Women will not do it because they are not built for that. We are built to keep the society in order. So again and again, when someone like Rollo Tomasi says, be covert about it, it creates this magical idea that I can see a woman and I'll make her want me. It will never happen. It never has. And it's not happening right now. When you genuinely really want a woman, you know within a few seconds, in an instant. The same way, a woman knows right away if she wants you or not. Anything beyond the first 3 minutes, if you can't see that she clearly wants you, and 3 minutes is too long, but let's say 3 minutes, everything else after that is manipulation. If the first thing you say to her, she's not responding positively, right? What I say positively, I don't mean she has to be overjoyed or anything, but like, let's say you say, hello, my name is Joe or whatever. How are you doing? What's your name? And she's like, I don't shake hands. Right away, you know she's done. It does not mean she hates you, like Paul Elam would say. It does not mean she's out to destroy you. No. And it does not mean that you should have hidden your interest in her, like Rollo Tomasi would say. It just means she is not interested. Right? They will talk about bullshit like pre-selection. Look, when you see pizza, if you like pizza because you like it, not because other people like it. The same way when a woman wants you, it's because she wants you. Now they'll say, oh, but I see women flocking to guys with women. Yeah, but that doesn't mean a woman will sleep with you not because they want you. They will sleep with you for your money. They'll sleep with you for your status. They'll sleep with you because they're horny and there's nothing better around that they really want. A woman having sex with you means nothing. It means nothing. They will say emotional connection, blah, blah, blah. It's not true. Now, we don't have time to go into all that today, but none of it means nothing. But again, when you don't have experience with women, you start believing the red pill rhetoric, and you believe the feminist rhetoric too, whether you realize it or not. Because it's the feminists who want men to hide their sexual desire. It's the feminists who demonize it. Now, again, I'm not saying whip up your dick in front of the girl you just met. That's silly. But you can say, listen, I find you very attractive, and I want you to come home with me tonight. And you'll be surprised. A lot of women will. You don't have to be. I'm under 6 feet. I'm not. I like my looks, but I'm not like, some kind of supermodel or anything. Maybe I could be. I don't know, but I'm not. I'm still working on building my empire, so I can't claim anything status-wise or whatever. But I have attractive women come home with me. And no, it's not every woman that I want. No. But if she doesn't want me, I don't want her. I get rejected, but I also get accepted. It's that simple. You see? But what the red pill does is it preys on male fear of rejection, because most males are afraid of rejection. They'll deny it all day long, but they're afraid of rejection. And then when you have someone like Paul Elam telling you that the woman assumes she hates you, of course you'll be scared and afraid. And it doesn't matter if you're 20 or 50 years old. If you think that way, what kind of energy do you think you bring to a woman? If I came at you thinking you hate me, that means I would be coming at you with negative energy. So all these ideologies, right? So that nobody says I'm not, I'm making this up. This is directly from Rollo Tomasi's website, the fundamentals, the best of Rollo Tomasi, saying the trick in provoking real desire is in keeping this somebody else, different comment, in keeping hidden, or what did he say, so that I don't misquote him, keeping her ignorant of your intent to provoke it. You can't provoke a desire in a woman. A pizza cannot make you. A pizza doesn't say want me, want me. No, it's either tasty or not. You either smell it and it's like, this is nice, or not. So tell me, what is your? I want you to comment. Tell me, what is your experience? What is your experience? People say red pill saves lives. I don't see it, because listen, I know rejection hurts and it's not pleasant, but the feeling you get when you've been yourself, whether you get rejected or not, is a good feeling. So if I see a woman that I really want, that is my perfect, let's say body shape, perfect face that I like, smells good, looks good, wears the kind of clothes I like on a woman, and I walk up to her and I say, hey, I want you to take my number. And she says no. Great. It's not about what she says. It's about what I do. I have done right by myself. I've been honest to myself. I was myself, because myself thinks she should give me a call so I can tell her what to do next. And she says, no. Great, but I've done it. Then I walk up to another one and she says, yes. And she calls. Great, because I've been myself. Of course she was going to do it, because I knew I'll go out, and my expectation, unlike Paul Elam, is that women desire me. Women want to feel the taste of my penis in their mouth. Their vagina tingles when they think of me. Before they sleep, when they think about me and they play with their cons, the thought of me fucking them turns them on. The thought of me grabbing her from behind and pulling her by the waist and driving my dick up her cunt makes her wet. That's what I think. That's what I expect women to do. I think women see me and think, he's out of my league. But I sure would like to taste his dick. Pause. She thinks that, of course. That's my expectation, and that's what your expectation should be. And don't listen to Red Pill that tells you, oh, that's delusional. You have to be 6 foot. Listen, like, not everybody has been around for long enough. But there was a time every motherfucker on the block was approaching women. Like, I had this friend, yeah? I won't say his name because I don't know if he wants to be known, but he works in the media. He's short, like he's really short. And he was always dating girls taller than him. Like, before his business became successful, when we were students, he always had women. He was he was like, I think he's actually under 5 feet. We never thought anything less of him or anything. It was later on the internet made it like, if you're short, there's something wrong with that. Like, nobody gave a fuck. And we would all talk, short guys, big guys, like these guys with my best mentor when it comes to attractive women had a pot belly. He was chubby. And I've never met anybody with the kind of personality that just women were always around him. I've had mentors later on, but I didn't know them that well. Him, I knew very well. And he never had a six-pack. I don't think he can spell gym. I'm joking. I don't think he's ever been to a gym. He never went to a gym. Always had expensive women with expensive cars pulling up when his car was rusty as fuck. And we've had women dress sexy pushing his rusty car because, you know, it wouldn't start. And you see that, and you know, later internet comes in, and because guys have never seen anything like that, they think that's not how it works. So that's how I know that the red pill is full of lies. You don't have to be six feet tall. Most people's fathers are not 6 feet tall. Most people are not 6 feet tall, yet they manage to procreate. A lot of people don't have six figures, and I don't know about dick size because obviously that's not my domain. But you don't have to be this archetype or this stereotype. I had Royal Tomasi, and I'm going to make a video on that you have to be at least in the shape of a surfer. That's bullshit. And before the internet became big, before COVID, all this shit, you see chubby guys talking about their woman, and we didn't classify women or men like she's a 10, she's a this. It's like, do I like her or do I not like her? That's it. And we all had fun. People say 90s were fun. Yeah. Because people had fun. Like it was fun. Approaching women was fun. When you listen to the music from the 2000s and the 90s, the reason why it's different is because at that time, that hatred of men versus women was not there. Right? So men liked women and women liked men. That's how it was. Now we are forced to be pitted against each other. Women think if they're not feminists that they're doing something wrong. They don't believe in the stuff, but they think they should. And then there's men who believe in the red pill because they think that's the best way. It's not. Then you have other red pillars, you know, I'm not going to mention names, but using money, organizing shows where there's lots of women just to be surrounded by women, and that's how they attract women. Fair enough if that's what you want to do, but don't kid yourself. Every woman that sleeps with you because of your money is fucking some dude who works in a warehouse. And you just don't want to accept it. You just don't want to accept it. That there's a guy who's a forklift driver fucking the same girl that you bought her a $5,000 bag. And then she's going to sell that bag and give him $500 out of it, or maybe $1,000, or maybe all of it. I remember this girl one time. This guy had this nice, I won't say his car because, you know, I want to protect people's privacy, but a nice car. And I told her to tell her to drop. I know she was going out with him. She was a new girl. And I knew there was no chance she would do anything with him. But I said, I'm not going out. And I don't take women I just met out. But I said, listen, if you want to go out, there's 100 guys in your phone. Let one take you out. And then let him drop you at my place. I know he's not going to make a move because he will listen to Rollo Tomasi. So he's going to be covert. He's going to hide his intentions. He's going to show her a good time, buying her dinner, drinks, you know, maybe take her dancing or whatever, thinking he's the man. And then she comes over to me, who doesn't have a car, right? So I remember, because this was years ago, and I remember him finding out. And to his credit, he didn't get emotional about it. He just accepted that it is what it is, right? But he, of course, he was a bit uncomfortable, but it is what it is. So I get it, right? I get it. If you've been hurt by a woman, you've been used by a woman, taken advantage of, I understand why you'd be upset. I understand why the red pill would appeal to you. And I'm not saying for a week or two after a heartbreak, yeah, some red pill. Not that it's right, but you are just venting at that point. You're just releasing tension. You're just grieving your anger, your pain. So it may be the vehicle for that. But if you get addicted to it, to people who are cowards because they can't stand on their arguments, they can't handle any opposition without calling you an idiot within the second counter argument. They can't. They just can't go with logic. They can't help themselves but call you a fucking retard the moment you start making sense or you put them in a corner with your argument. That's cowardice, because you're trying to you're afraid of actually exploring your ideas. Like, I want people to challenge my ideas. If I'm wrong, all right, prove me wrong. But when you run off and then you mislead men who don't know any better, a lot of guys in their 40s and their 50s, even their 60s, have only been with like 4 or 5 women in their whole lives. Some of them have only been with their wives or second wife or whatever. So they don't have an experience where they've met loads of women and enough to realize, oh, so there's the good ones, there's bad ones, there are those who are compatible with me, those who are not compatible with me. Some have mental issues, some are great, some are good in bed, some are bad in bed, some know how to suck dick, and some like don't let them anywhere near your penis, right? You learn all that. And then you meet guys who have more experience than you. Like, I like learning from guys who have way more experience than I do. That's why I did interviews with Locario or David X, right? Because they have more experience than I do. And then by interviewing them, I can share with you things that the red pill won't teach you, but should be teaching you. We cannot keep teaching men stuff like this, right? So this is the guy who was against me. He's saying that I'm insulting to personal attacks when I did not attack anybody. I said, if you think that women hate you when you go out and they want to destroy you, that's a weak identity. It's just weak. Because a man with a strong identity does not think that way, right? It's like if you've seen Avatar, there was that big, what were those things called that look like dragons? I can't remember the name. Those big things that they used to fly on. Whatever the fuck they were.
A little bite, I taste your sexy apple. You like to ride. Come on, let's slide. Let the music grab you.
1, 2, okay.
You own the night, and you'll never forget. So much love you can never regret.
All right, so I think we're back. I think we are back. Let me see my sound. 1, 2, 1, 2. Are we back? My sound working. What's going on? Here we are talking about red pill, critiquing Rollo Tomasi, critiquing Paul Elam. Checking my sound. Is my sound working? I think my sound is on. Let's get back into it. Right. Right. So where was I? Right. So, yeah. So as I was saying, if you believe someone like Rollo Tomasi or Paul Elam and think you have to be covert with women or women are out to destroy you, and a woman takes advantage of you, I understand why you would think that the red pill is the way for you. But you see, here's one thing that people don't get. Here's one thing that people are missing about the modern males. So again, I was lucky that I had mentors, right? And I saw chubby guys who were attractive women. At the time where I was, coming up, trying to pick up girls and stuff, every guy, regardless of his height, his wealth, his like, he's whatever status or whatever bullshit people talk about today, was attractive woman, was getting women. We never thought like how the internet teaches you today. So today we have 20-year-old guys thinking they need to be millionaires to get women. Like, I didn't grow up with that. And I know they don't, because I know all these girls are still fucking. Right? So my problem with red pill is, instead of teaching men the reality, they teach them to fear women. And what I was trying to say is that men in the past generation, the reason why they think this way in the past 2-3 generations is, over time, perhaps because of the technological advancement, men have been taught to discard their masculinity. And when I say being masculine, I don't mean being a protector and a provider. I don't mean domineering over people. What I mean is just being you, who you are at your core, which naturally will develop. Of course, you will be dominant in your life. That's why men respect each other, because I respect your domain because you're dominant in that domain. You respect mine because I'm dominant in mine, right? When I speak to you, I respect you. That's why I make sure I prepare my slide or whatever, because you are investing your time here listening to what I'm saying. So I show you that respect. I put my thoughts together because I respect you. That's your dominance where you are. Being selfish. What does that mean? I want this. I want this house for me, not to prove to a woman or to prove to a child or to prove to society. No, I want that house. I want that car. I want that pair of shoes for me. Only for me. So I'm going to spend 5 hours or 2 hours or an hour working to get that pair of shoes. I'm going to spend 1,000 hours to get that house, or whatever it is you want to do. I'm not going to talk to people who don't contribute to my life and things like that, whatever it is. Being a man is not about serving society. Yes, men inadvertently serve society, but that is not what being a man is about. Being a man is not about being liked. Being a man is not even about being liked by women. Like, all those things that put pressure on men, which red pill does as well, is what's destroying society. We can't just blame everything on women and feminism. We say, because feminists are saying women are perfect, men should change. Red pill is saying men are perfect, women should change. Fucking crazy. We all need to change, all of us, in different ways, yes, but we need to change. We can't keep spreading ideas like this. We can't have people like Paul Elam, and again, I'm critiquing his ideas, not him, saying assume that any woman you meet hates you and is consequently prepared to destroy you until she proves otherwise. You can't think that way. You have to think there are women out there who dream of a man like me. The media has fooled you to think Brad Pitt is who all the women want. Forgetting there's guys like Joe Pesci. Forgetting there is all kinds of men that women want. Listen, people will say, oh, what pickup artists like to say, oh, what if you are this bald Indian guy? Listen, there are women who fantasize about being fucked by an Indian guy. There's all, just like men do, we have all kinds of fantasies. Women do too. So whatever you are, however you look, however tall you are, there's a woman out there who wants you. And your behavior matters more than your looks. Your behavior matters more than your money. Your behavior matters more than your so-called status. Because if all the men think you are the top guy, so-called leader of men, that does not make women want you. Yeah, in movies, maybe, but not in reality. And the only way you find out is by actually going out to meet women, by actually interacting with women in a relaxed manner. Honestly, when you want a woman to be a romantic partner or a sex partner, you let her know that, listen, I'm attracted to you. I want you. Friend zone only exists because guys hide their intention. So when Rollo Tomasi says you should be covert about your sexual intentions, guess what? Friend zone. That's friend zone. Right away, you put yourself in a losing position. If you go out thinking a woman hates you, how will the woman think, oh yeah, that's a cool guy that I want to date? Like, what kind of fucking bullshit is this? Like, that proves to you that these guys don't know what they're talking about, or they are liars, one of them. And I really wish they had the confidence when we are on a public platform on X that anybody who challenges them, they actually put a logical argument. No, this is why I think this is true. And then we challenge it. But they are cowards. I have to say they are cowards. Not to insult them, not to disrespect them, which perhaps I am being disrespectful because I can't respect the kind of response I receive because I don't come back with insults. And if I will, I don't trade insults with people because that means I'm accepting, like, what's the point of it? It means I'm accepting your lowly approach to life. No. If you call me a retard, I will say thank you. I appreciate it. You call me a cock, thank you. I'm an insult. Thank you. Right? But when you meet these people in real life, many of them, oh my God, I think it's getting a bit too personal. It's getting a bit too personal. So here's the bottom line of what I'm trying to share with you today. Earlier on, Paul Elam said that assume any woman you meet hates you and is consequently prepared to destroy you until she proves otherwise, right? That's what he said. Rollo Tomasi, and I'll make another video on this, says you can covertly lead her to genuine desire. The trick in provoking real desire is in keeping her ignorant of your intent to provoke it, right? And I'm saying that's bullshit. You can't provoke desire. She either wants you or not. We can go into a room. Some women will want you, others will want me. If you can't confidently speak to any of them, then yes, that will turn them off. Because the number one thing that women expect from men is confidence. Confidence above all. That is, when you see a guy that you're like, why is he chubby and has this hot girl? Confidence. Why is she? Listen, I've seen, there's one guy, he was like obese. He had this nice blonde girlfriend with like big tits and all that, like that guys like. Like I'm not really into tits like that. I'm more the ass. I like nice tits, but small waist is what I like. You know, the hips shape. But she was pretty. She was beautiful, and she was like he was a hard guy. You're like, yo, bitch, come here. She was down like that. It's like, what's his name? Patrice O'Neill. He was not the same, but like similar attitude. To me, I didn't find it surprising because until the internet and the Red Pill came, I didn't know you had to be 6 foot tall and slim and look like an Adonis or whatever, like looks maxing and all that stuff. That's new. I didn't find it surprising. All I thought is, oh, she likes him, he likes her, they are together. Like it was so deep that I even saw her once tying his shoes because he was too fat to like bend down to do it. And she liked him. He wasn't especially rich or anything. She just liked him. So again, when you get rejected, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. All it means is that that specific woman doesn't want you. If you get rejected by 100 women, that is normal because not every woman will want you. And you should start rejecting women as well. When you go out, when you speak to a woman, as you are the best thing that happened to her that day. Don't be like Paul Elam and think she hates you. No. Think, oh yeah, this is great for her. She's gonna, even if you don't get together, she'll think about it a lot for years because of how I approached her, how I confidently looked into her eye and said, what's up? You understand? You have to believe and know that your presence as a man has value. Don't listen to the red pillars who will tell you you have to prove your worth. You have to prove your value. No. No, you don't. So that's what I've got for you for today. I'll be streaming a bit more this week, so look out. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a like, leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's a topic you want me to cover, if you disagree with me or if you agree with me. If you are going through family court proceedings and need some help, get in touch with me at bravefathers.com. And remember, when in doubt,
bravefathers.com.